Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to Frost and Fire, where undoubtedly we will probably end up with yet another cliffhanger, because that's just how things go. Last episode, at the very end, well, okay, during the episode we got a manhunter attack that I caused as a destruction of the Mandelbrot monument, and we had got little blood spiders that came on their own fruition. We also had a pod drop of mechanoids landing on me, and this here is the second pod drop of mechanoids. So one manhunter pack, 2 pod drops of mechs targeting specific individuals, and then of course a quest triggered pod attack. It's kind of ridiculous how much combat that we saw. And I'm not even charging up a reactor or anything, so this really has me worried for the future, but we'll deal. So I'm just getting everyone to rally over here, and it's pretty safe to say this is a 100% Scyther attack. Let me spin up this turret. So I left this door open so that these Scythers would actually come attack me, rather than, okay, there's 8 of them. Rather than just smashing up everything that I own. I'm going to be using Raptor's Stun and maybe Berserk and Hippie's Skip here. What did you breaking my batteries? Come on. Don't fight me. Don't mess my batteries up. Okay, Hippie, let's send this one back. Berserk. And Berserk. Come on, hit another Berserk. There we are. Alright, this one looks to be coming towards me. All right, let's find a healthy. Okay, that one's healthy. Berserk that one as well. Actually, Berserk pulsed the whole group. There, done. This is nothing but a shoot the rest dead kind of scenario. We are gonna have brownouts soon, because as soon as my power generation drops below my usage, we don't actually have batteries plugged in right now. So I'm going to set that up in just a second. Okay, let's back up behind the brawlers. And presto, changeo, all the Scythers went splat. I seem to be missing one Scyther corpse, but maybe it just outright got destroyed. Yeah, I don't have any more Scythers. Okay. Released. How is there 8 Scythers and 7 corpses? Oh, I don't know. I needn't know. It's fine. We survived that one. So we'll replace these batteries, and in fact, let's make the amount of power that we have stored symmetric. So all that's left in terms of mechs are these guys. 3 centipedes that are pretty beat up and 2 pikemen that are pretty beat up. This mech cluster here has 2 of the big auto turrets, 3 little sluggers. It has a low shield, it has a high shield, so I'm not going to be easily get bullets or mortar shells into him. And quite honestly, I'm not that eager to destroy it either. The smoke cloud is really not that much of an issue for me, as my power is not contingent upon solar. I do have solar panels, don't get me wrong, but we have other methods of powering everything up. All right, let's shred those mechs and make sure that nothing in our base climbs too hot. I think at this point we can go full air conditioning everywhere without much worry. Wow, you are delivering 1 steel to that? That's ridiculous. All right, Bash, would you be so kind as to butcher the big thing? And then haul the foul meat. Now, as you could probably notice, the big thing, ooh, we have a quest. The big thing here does not yield a whole lot of meat. Oh, speaking of which, it seems like you are going to go eat. So I'm going to have you eat nutrient paste. And then, you guessed it, make a batch. A bash batch. And then setting you back on simple. All of this. All right. Tengu in the encampment. I don't tend to do encampments because they tend to be unnecessarily dangerous and very difficult to do given the ambient temperature. So here is an encampment controlled by Reapers. There are 13 of them. There's only 7 of me, so they outnumber me just about 2 to 1. And they obviously aren't affected by temperature at all, right? You know, they can't be frozen or burned. And I can. So the chance of me voluntarily going to the encampment for such paltry rewards, really, these rewards are disgustingly low, is basically 0. It's not going to happen. So we were trying to matchmake these two, Gabe and Leth. Where is Gabe? Oh, he is smelting. You know, Gabe, I'm going to have you mine so that you can mine side by side with Leth, and maybe, you know, something will happen. Who knows? Oh, and I happen to construct or hit compacted steel, so I'm actually not going to mine the compacted steel because Leth has no ability to, or very low ability to mine, and will get terrible yields. Whoa, that was shots fired if I've ever seen it. Oh no, it wasn't. It's just zoning. Okay, chill, Rad, chill. I thought that she picked a spot noticeably distant from Gabe to mine. But no, it was that I wasn't allowing them to mine that section due to zoning. Well, obviously, I'm going to want to not have meat stack up like this. New lovers, there we go. See? Telling them to go side by side helped. So, unfortunately, Hippie, you're gonna lose your bed. On the other hand, your new bedroom is not terrible. And then this bedroom is no longer needed. Not at all. And in fact, Hippie, I'm going to give you the statue that you made called A Family, and you are going to exist in your own little bedroom with a statue named A Family. It's kind of sad. There you go. You can sleep there with, what does it say? On this piece is an image of a shell. Almost every shape in the image seems to be unbalanced. Ooh, an unbalanced family. There's a horde of frogs. Oh, great. So, some real high art there. RimWorld is known for their high art statues, or sculptures, I should call them. So, a new relationship. My words of love have paid off. And we are just shaving the old mountain here. So these two, Gabe is not naturally a night owl, but they're going to be on the same schedule. So he is now. The last of the walls that were out here as a result of the mech cluster generation has been burned up. Which means it's going to be a lot... this mech cluster will be more difficult for me to destroy because there aren't walls to hide behind or break line of sight with. And the turrets have incredible range, so that's, you know, it's tricky. But it also means that if skeletons come on in and try to mess with me, they'll have to obviously mess with that mech cluster first, and that mech cluster with really good sight lines is dangerous. Wow. All right, Gabe. I see that you're showing off. Now that Gabe is in the relationship, I can put him back on growing and the like. There's no need to keep him on farming or on mining the whole time. So some of these bionics are going to be for Leth. A bionic leg. Actually, is that for Leth? Yes, it will be for Leth. Lethrington. That's what Leth is short for, if you were wondering. And then, as a reminder, there's also this mech cluster over here. The remnants of it. So, I don't know. Free base guards. That's how I like to think of it. Outbreak of fire. Where? Oh, I think the lightning struck my transport pod. And Gabe started a fight with Hippie. Oh boy, that's she's really getting on everybody's nerves. Sadly. I mean, she is a misandrist. She's a man-hater. And she probably started this. Yeah, she started it. Wow. Punching to the neck and jaw. She's really going for it. He tried to knock her leg off. Got about halfway there. All right, Raptor. You got some work to do. Now, the other thing is, Hippie here is a masochist as well. And unfortunately, Gabe only hit a bionic part, which she doesn't feel. So she's probably trying to put herself into a better mood by starting social fights. And it backfired because he only hit her in a bionic limb, which, surprise to no one, doesn't actually, you don't actually feel pain on a bionic limb. But I'd actually imagine that in real life you would want the ability to feel pain on bionic limbs, because otherwise you don't, like, or some sort of sensation when it's becoming damaged or whatever. Because with no pain at all, you know, you could be in a situation, a scenario where you don't realize you're being burned or something. And that comes, you know, that's a bit of a problem, right? You know, I don't think I need to smooth all this out. I want to smooth out where the base is, but nothing else. And alert fire again. Yeah, I'm going to allow them to come out here and put this out. I don't want to lose this entire wall for nothing. Alternatively, I could just draft them. Maybe I'll do that next time. I'm gonna update this stay fortified zone. I'm going to briefly disallow or change their required zoning to allow them to haul that stuff in. And prisoner Hartman. Wow, infinite chem reactor, architect eye, and a lot of uranium. All right, so let's read this. Emperor Tengu, High Stellarch of United Cities, wants me to stash a special prisoner. She knows embarrassing amounts of information about his punctuality. Okay, interesting. Keep for 14 days. And Hartman pissed off a machine persona. So rather large mech clusters will be deployed. Unfortunately, so will 14 cataphract soldiers that I'll have to feed and house. Okay, I see. No, I'm sorry, no. I would have done it without the soldiers. One could argue that the soldiers are here to help me, but I would argue I don't want their help. That sounds dreadful, housing them for that long. That's too bad. Everything up until the 14 cataphracts sounded good. Now, I know that there's going to be people in the comments saying, hey, but those 14 cataphracts can die without consequence, and you might be able to get their armor. Other weapons are likely biocoded, but you might be able to get their armor, etc. And you're right, I might be able to, but I did make a point saying that I wanted to be a good ally, not one that purposely got my own allies killed. And that to me means not accepting a quest, fully intending to murder the quest giver's faction members. So for those reasons, really in those reasons alone, I'm not going to accept it, because I don't think I'd be able to house 14 cataphracts for 14 days. That is just a lot of meals. I have a lot of potatoes, but that would be all my potatoes. I would have to change all of the farm plots to rice and have Phoenix and Gabe rice farm full time. I might have to put my, if I had more crypto sleep caskets. I know I'm not researching them just yet. If I had built, well, I guess I have them built. If I had crypto sleep caskets built, like a whole bunch of them, I'd consider it, because I could put the cataphracts in crypto sleep. But crypto sleep caskets aren't exactly inexpensive. They're a little pricey, and it's not something. It's not a I don't want to make 14 crypto sleeps. Oh wow, this door should be closed. So most of this sort of mountain shaving is just to level up Leth's mining to 8-ish. Because at 8, you get full yield for mining, I think. I think it's 8 and not 9. But either way, I want to get full yield for mining. So I'm having Leth mine stuff that I don't really care about full yield, like slag. It's like not a big problem if I don't get slag back in order to level her up. Another thing I might want to do is to move my batteries, now that they've suffered destruction, to move them to be inside. Originally, they were outside because I had a severe lack of real estate. And it was very expensive to house them. But now I have this sort of unmanaged temperature area in my base. And as a result, I could house the batteries inside and it would not be much of an issue. So I'm actually going to cancel some of this mountain mining. And what's funny is I'll probably put the mountain mining back. I just want to prioritize the mining inside. Except for this, except for that. There's also probably the need of me making another jetpack for Leth as well. A jump pack, rather, not jetpack. So we'll get JD to crank one out, because Leth is the only jetless. Here's a baby crab. Finally hatched. Unfortunately, I don't take many pets, so splat. I can tidy up a little bit. Got a little filthy. The base is staying a pretty nice temperature. Leth should be going to sleep any second now, and I'll do the surgery. Yeah, there we are. So Bionic left. And then we're making an eye for you as well. Do the operation. Perfect. Double speedy legs. That's how we like it. We have quite a lot of steel now. 4,500. That is quite a lot. One thing I could do is to stockpile some of it near the traps here, so I could quickly rebuild traps. So I'm going to put some steel up here. Just sitting out. I mean, it doesn't rot. Steel can't even... It's funny, steel as a item, minified, can't even burn either. Only when it becomes a wall can it burn. Just RimWorld things. You know, just RimWorld things. Some of this border wall is not as secure as other parts, so these two are particularly vulnerable where everything else is not, which is important to note. I might want to replace that with blocks at some point. Ooh, unrefrigerated eggs. Let's... We are full up on fine meals. I am going to allow everybody to briefly indulge in fine meals just to free up some space. Because at this point, we're going to start storing vegetables down here. JD, what do I need? I've got 2 dusters spare. I might need more cowboy hats. I have some spare cowboy hats. I'll do 1 of each. Oh, hitting the smoke leaf. Mood's got to be bad then, huh? I'm going to switch the smoke leaf over to hops, even though they're not fully grown, because I use hops a lot more. I use the beer. I schedule it to be commonly imbibed, whereas smoke leaf is only when you're in a really bad mood, and I have 71 of it, which is plenty. JD, did you ever get around to that jump pack? No. Is there a reason? Need material. What material do I need? Chem fuel? Probably. So let's go ahead and get some chem fuel from the biofuel refinery. We are making it out of rice or potatoes. I don't care which. Leth, you're not old enough to have beer. Well, I suppose I make the law, so I'll allow it. Mostly because I can't be bothered to change the drug policies. That and, I don't know. The laws are kind of arbitrary. That's right. Calling out laws about drinking. All right, I'm now shifting back over to simple meals. Sorry to anyone who missed the boat. But it's mostly just to get rid of these multiple stacks of small meat here, like Grillo, Pack Bull, and Bone Dog. Okay, so Let's Eye is ready. I'm going to give a throne speech. Hey, Leth, you should attend. This throne speech is for you. Well, not really. But it will somewhat be about you, being the newest member. So we're all in attendance. Checking my success chance. I've got a 85 for good and a 15 for bad. Probably going to be encouraging. No, it's terrible. A 3.6% chance for terrible speech, and that is what we do. All right. You got me surprised. I guess what I'll do is put fine meals back on the menu. So a terrible speech, if you're curious, is a minus 12 for 8 days. Raptor really botched that bad. I'm gonna give an inspiration, and he gets surgery, sadly. All right, it's just not my time to shine. I'm sort of surprised there hasn't been more attacks on me, but I suppose the argument could be made that Randy Random dropped the hammer for a straight 45 minutes last episode, and this is the cooldown period. Storytellers do that, actually. If you were curious, there is a concept of attack ferocity. You can read all about the storytellers and the settings on the RimWorld wiki of how attacks and all that are decided upon. But the long and short of it is that if you get attacked from big raids, there will be sort of the storyteller will give you a cooldown period. Unless you're on reactor raids. On reactor raids, there's the understanding, of course, that you are constantly under attack and there's no such thing as a grace period. All right, so Leth, your mining skills up to 4, near 5, nearly 5. And here's your jump pack that we said would make for you. It wouldn't hurt to have some extra chem fuel. So I'm gonna actually do until I have 200 spare chem fuel. And this is so that I can make mortar shells and the like without needing to do the chem fuel mining first. The jump pack is done. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Now, another issue is with Raptor using words of inspiration and stuff like that. There just isn't going to be a lot of time left in his schedule for research, and we're so close to cataphract helmets that what I might end up doing is lowering his Nope. I'll get this eventually. Nope. What gorilla meat are you oh, this stuff? Could you... What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to use up the bone dog and the pack bull. But it doesn't seem to be working all that well. Oh, there we go. There's some of the pack bull. So what I was gonna say is, yeah, I might lower his side focus priority so that he can finish off the cataphract helmets so that we can start making them, because it's going to take a while for JD to craft all that I should have. All right, so now I just have an odd stack of 6 gorilla meat, and I'll just leave it on. Oh, Phoenix, who are you flirting with? Hippie? And you got turned down. Hippie actually kind of likes you. That wouldn't be a terrible matchup. I'm gonna have her words of love herself. Cause why not? Words of love, you for Phoenix. Cool. Nothing like hacking your own brain. So why not? Alright, so then if we take a look at the social here. Oh, you were already in Psychic Love. He's just failed to romance you 5 times for a -61. Ouch. You are very particular, aren't you? How you ever got in a relationship in the first place, I'll never know. She's a tough cookie to crack, that's for sure. So the temperatures in the base are climbing a little bit. We're almost boiling. My freezers are fine. Well, no, actually there's an argument to be made that this freezer here is not fine. So I'm gonna remove the chimney and let the freezer plug in 4 additional coolers and really bring the temperature down, because it would be terrible to have all my fine meals spoil. Over here, this one's nice and frozen. I think the difference here is people come and go often, and as a result of the, the constant doors flying open, heated air, hot air seeps in. Alright, so we've got... Left needs one of the bionic eyes that we have left. I'll have to remember to do that surgery soon. We have an aurora that we somehow see through the thick smoke cloud. I should probably... Ooh, it looks like there's something hollow back there. Might not be the wisest idea to dig back there, but I'll do it anyway. What did it reveal? Not much. It is unroofed, though. Alright. This is going to be my layout here. So I'm going to smooth some of this stuff. I'm just trying to smooth the edges of my my home zone here. And here, I'm going to have to expand this stay fortified zone. So that we have some more secure, like, southern border to make it tougher for sappers to come in. And smoothing allows me to repair it on demand, which is the true benefit. So cataphract armor is T- minutes. Definitely down to the minutes. And then just to make it look nicer, because it's not like I have a lack of stone blocks, I'm going to remove the... Oh, there it is, cataphract armor. Let's research circadian influence. And Leth, I'm going to do the eyeball operation. Don't worry, everybody goes through it. Bionic eyes in this colony are like LASIK. They're so very common. So let's do slate blocks like that. That'll look a little bit nicer. We don't have a lot. If you take a look at my stone, we don't have a lot of granite. Well, yeah, but this is probably a one of the edge cases where granite is most welcome. And then JD, I'm gonna have to queue up cataphract helmets with you. So let's get that underway. So first things first, let's do a prestige cataphract if we are able. Taking a look at the resources, it's 90 gold, 75 plasteel. That's pretty pricey. I do have the material though. So we'll start fabricating. And you're making more advanced components. That makes sense. I think this is what takes... Oh, no, it just takes one. It's an order of operations thing. All right, Leth has the eyeball. And now, Raptor, you're going to be put on high priority side focus. So that if I do have raiders, we have Berserk and Berserk Pulse and all that good stuff. Hippie's doing it too, because Hippie is our skipper. Ooh, nice. Really helps to raise the decor value of my home there, Leth. With your aggressive projectile vomiting. I like it. We're up to 5,000 steel. Truly an absurd amount of steel until you realize I'll probably use it all. And probably pretty quickly, given this colony's steel demands. Alright, so here's the prestige helmet. And then we're going to get regular cataphract. I'll probably put another prestige helmet on Hippie as well. They're both Psycasters. And then regular cataphract helmets on everybody else. I will probably need to find some underground materials. So to that end, I'm going to have Raptor shift back over to the ground penetrating scanner in hopes of finding nodes of gold and the like. More uranium, more gold. I think there's a little bit, yeah, there's a little bit of uranium here. But I'm not going to enable that until either Leth gets full yield or I take Leth off of mining altogether. And Leth is not at full yield yet. But my storage room is now a lot more secure with repairable walls just about everywhere. Now, there are some other worries and issues. So one that I want to address is adding, ooh, not plasteel, adding some additional steel doors in and around this area so that if in the case of a infestation, they don't get to own everything. So cordoning this area off, and we can prop those doors open. They don't need to be closed, but it would be helpful to have the ability to close them if need be. And it's not like I have a lack of steel in order to make some steel doors. One could even argue that it would be smart for me to set up artificial steel stuff. Like, for instance, steel walls burn nice and slow. When you're trying to kill bugs with heat, which obviously only really works when it's not deep winter, because the amount of heat that I would need to generate in deep summer is, well, a lot. But what I was going to say is the steel walls will burn much more slowly than wood walls. And for that reason, I would say that they're better to use. Power conduits are pretty good as well. So if you wanted to booby trap, so to speak, your tunnels here, one of the ways that you could do it is to put just a lot of steel conduit kind of everywhere as a fuel source, and then set up incendiary IEDs periodically throughout your facilities, so that if you do have a bug infestation, there's fuel and a ignition trigger that is readily available to kill the bugs. I don't think that that's something I necessarily need to do, given that that I don't find myself threatened by the bugs all that often. I mean, they're dangerous, sure, but they're not so dangerous that I need to booby trap all the caves everywhere. Plus, they seem to spawn not in my own caves anyway. They seem to spawn apart, which works for me. I think at this point, my raw resource stockpile is just about full. We don't really have any more room for steel. And a psychic suit, the mail. That's good. Yep, I guess Random Randy was ready to take it easy. So now that I have the Prestige Cataphract helmet, what I'm going to want to do is edit the Royal to make sure that it is allowed. So armor, headgear, Prestige. Okay, it is. It is allowed. And Raptor should very, very quickly switch to it. Now, I also want to go to everybody else's allowed armor. And yeah, as you can see, Cataphract's not even allowed. And Hippie I might need to set up Summer Royal Shooter, Summer Royal, or Winter Royal Shooter for her. Because her armor, if she's going to be wearing Cataphract, is going to be ultimately different than everybody else's. It really depends if that's something I want to do or not. Hey Raptor, there's an excellent helmet waiting for you. So this is, this will be interesting. I'm going from 0 armor, because it has no, the coronet has no coverage, to 156% sharp over my entire face. That is a significant difference for Raptor. And he's celebrating by eating without a table. It's not a good look on you, buddy. Oh, you know, at this point, I would say it's probably pretty safe to go back to simples, as we've definitely whittled down our fine meal. Well, guys, that is just about all the time I have. I feel like if I continue any longer than I currently am, I'm going to get some sort of cliffhanger, given that that's been the trend for, well, I don't know, the last 5 or so episodes. So, yeah, I'm going to end here. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. Thank you so very much for watching. I'll catch you all next episode. Farewell.